afternoon or good night, everyone. New episode here on the Roach Works channel. We are just cruising right along. We've been getting some weekly uploads up to you guys. We've got a new one coming out here real shortly. We're having a blast. We're back over here in the good old garage. Today we have good old Doug Hill's EG Hatch track car. Looks like he's done some Apex time attack stuff. Up here it looks like he loves the grid life there. So this thing really gets used and abused. Quick little rundown on it. I don't know a ton about the car and I'm not going to expose everything that's done to it. But it looks like it's got some real nice JRZ suspension on it there. We've got a few K-Tune goodies. The good old intake. We're going to be changing that up there. Looks like he's got some good old AN lines down there for the coolant lines, so that's real nice. You know, the swirl pot, he's got some really good stuff on this. He's got the brake booster delete, so that would say a nice Stop Tech brake kit on there. All sorts of good stuff done to this car. It is gutted. It's got a real nice circuit board over there. Everything's done real nice in this thing. The cage is just beautiful, let me tell you. It's got a carbon trunk, some aero stuff, and that's about what I can tell you guys about it. Today, we are going to be getting our hands on it and doing all sorts of fun stuff. Up here, we'll start out with the AIM stuff. We got the AIM PDM 32 there. That's going to be the new board we put in. This is for like GPS signal stuff, so you can do lap times, check out over the car, coolant temperatures, shift lights, what gear you're in. There's all sorts of stuff you can do into that. I really don't know everything that goes on with it, but we're gonna learn. And then we've got this nice PDM-10-. The good old GPS signal. We've got a Smarty Cam set up here. That's gonna be going on our roll bar back here. Lots of good stuff. And then to top it all off, we're gonna be doing Type S oil pump. It's already pre-ported. We've got the Unit 2 oil pan. So that means we're pulling the engine on this girl. We're gonna pull it, clean it, tidy a bunch of things up, and then put this dog back together. Unfortunately, actually, I'm not gonna pull the engine on this because I don't believe I have to actually do this oil pump. We're gonna find out here. I might have to fight the timing chain cover just a little bit with the engine in. But if I do, I will. I might fight it. It'd be pulling this gentleman's engine. I don't know. I'll probably just pull the engine. It seems like the right thing to do. Clean up a bunch of things, check over a bunch of things for him. I was like diehard gonna pull it until I opened everything up and I was like, man, he's got all of his bolts marked, so I really don't want to go break that seal. But if I do, we'll go back through and seal them all right back up. So no harm, no foul there. Anyways, let's dive into this thing, get a few things situated, assess what we're going to actually be getting done, decide if I want to pull this engine out or not, and then we're going to do an oil pump. So, hope you guys enjoy this video. I know I'm going to. I love working on race cars. It's so much fun. We got some cleaning up to do. We can make some changes. And, yeah, so enjoy the video. Let's dive into it. All right, y'all. I've been doing some looking, kind of weighing out all my options, and I am going to drop this engine out. I know I can do it in the car, but I don't want to fight anything. I think pulling it out would be less of a fight. This is all kind of really tight on the EGs. There's some bolts back in here that are tight, like that one specifically, and some more down there, and I don't want to try to jack this thing up and down and damage anything, so we're just gonna pull it right on out real quick and easy like. With that, I'm just gonna dive into this thing. How's that sound? Pulling the engine out, jacking the car up, engine's coming out the bottom, jumping into a time lapse. Let's go. All right, and just like that, both axles are out. I've got them all tidied back up here. Run button a little bit of the wiring here. We're gonna get this catch can off, get that wiring loom pulled forward, get those shift cables off, pull the intake, and then this engine should be ready to drop out of the car. Real pretty simple. Woo, we got that one. Pretty simple deal here. Gonna knock this out, pull the engine out, throw you guys back into the time lapse, and let you guys see how easy this all comes out of here. All right, y'all, getting ahead of myself. I thought this thing was on time lapse, and it's not. Anyways, we've got all the motor mount bolts loose. We've got everything loose by the looks of it, and I'm getting ready to jack this thing up and get this engine out from underneath of it. Hopefully it goes as smooth as I hope and think it's going to. Let's go ahead and jack this thing up and find out. What are we touching on?
I'm not sure here. Looks like the oil feels just barely touching the back here, but other than that, I don't see anything.
That would have been it.
I'll keep watching.
Smells a little gassy here.
Yeah, just a little bit.
How's it going?
Good.
Was it as easy as you thought?
Oh yeah, it always is.
Go, yeah. Just gonna watch and make sure nothing's
We are
touching.
buying you a motorcycle jack for the shop.
Why?
Because supposedly that is the thing to be able to...
Yeah,
engines and
motorcycle jack would make
Yep, you're good.
world of difference.
Are you recording?
So, oil filter's in the way.
Oil filter.
Oil filter. Can you believe a freaking oil filter?
No, it's good. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. How are we doing on the front there?
We're clear.
Okay.
We can actually go driver's side a little bit. Oh, they're right there.
Little tabs
The
in the way.
tranny, yeah.
So, right there.
Yeah, the tab is in the way.
What do you mean?
Who's that?
Oh, that one can come forward.
Okay. I know if you could pull forward. There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're past it.
Yep.
Is it coolant or oil? Or coolant or gas?
This is gas.
Oh, that's all
It's-
coolant.
Yeah.
It's that coolant, aka water.
Water.
Now, whoosh. Yep. Just watch this.
If you just get a couple more pumps, you can then push that
Yeah.
back. Oh, I see the whole car is moving.
Yeah, the whole
Forward.
car's coming
Yep.
forward.
Yeah, the parking brake on?
I don't think so.
So is that maybe why the car's rolling forward?
Probably.
Instead of going
Yeah. Which is okay.
Yeah. We're getting there.
Yeah. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna throw this into a time lapse because I gotta get another jack and get the car up high on the one side so I can this thing out this side. Catch you guys in the time lapse. Alright, y'all, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, behind myself. Today just hasn't been the best day. It's kind of been just one of those down in the gutter type days. It hasn't been going the way I want it to. I've been running around more than I needed, got stuck in traffic, just all the above. So anyways, I've got the engine out here. I was gonna monkey this thing around and get it on the lift and fight with it, and you know what, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow and bring the engine stand over and pull the transmission off this thing. Just do it the right way, make sure I get everything cleaned up, get this thing rotated around the way that I want it and not have to fight with it. So that's what we're gonna do there. So I'm trying to make the best of my day. I'm waiting for some dino nuggets here, and we just kind of started peeking around up here at what we had, you know, all these goodies here, you know, a little bit of goodie here, goodie there. But this is the goodie that I dove into. It looks like it's going to be real simple and easy here. Doesn't even tell you what it is, so let's show you what it is. It is this nice GPS. So this is the GPS signal for the AIM system here. We are actually going to put that bad boy right in here. Don't mind the circles, it's not the greatest. We're going to get it right towards this back edge, get it a real good GPS signal. Out in the center of the roof would probably be the best signal, but it's going to look super funny. So right back here we've got some nice webbing that'll kind of cover the wiring up. We're going to go right there in the center, punch a hole in this thing, and kind of see, cross our fingers that this all goes really well. Let's do that. I think it's centered. I don't know. I measured. My measurements seem right, but it just doesn't look centered. But it's going to have to be. Let's dive into this, get it all drilled out, and see if we can't. Oh, but if I go through the webbing there, it's going to be a pain to get the nut on. Let me do a little looking inside the car again, and I will catch you guys right before I throw this on. Alright, y'all. So that's how that's going to look. I brought it a little forward from where I had it, because if we look right down here, you guys can actually see some light through there. And I got it actually lined up right through a hole. So now I can go ahead and put my nut up through there and get that thing tightened all down the way it needs to be. And then we can start chasing wires and pulling them up where we need them and getting them ran up through here and drop down the front side there. So that went really well. Real easy. Again, we're doing so much to this thing. I'm just trying to do one step at a time and not get ahead of myself, and just make sure to keep this thing super clean on the wiring side. Make sure that doesn't get interrupted. He's got it super simple on our fuse box here. Power distribution, HON data, of course, battery, all that simple stuff there. We're putting the switch panel in, all that, making up the dash. So this is the first start here. We're going to get that in and then work our way to the front. And then tomorrow we're going to dive into that engine. So I will catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, everyone. We're back over here getting ready to just flat get serious with it today. We have got a lot to do, but not a lot, but a whole lot to do. I'm going to start off getting this engine up, getting this front cover, getting the transmission off, excuse me, getting it ready, get it up on the stand. Then I'm going to blast through this thing, get this front cover off, get it tipped upside down, get that panel all apart, bam, bam, bam. You guys know the drill. After I get that thing done, we're going to come over here. We've been playing around with this AEM a little bit today, trying to figure out a few things. We got to eliminate all of that. Get it out of here. That's going to control the ECU, everything we got going on in this car. So that's going to be real neat when we dive into that. This is going to be a very long series, or not series, excuse me, a very long video, but we will break it down into series. I'm going to do a series on maybe the oil pump on this one, doubt it, but maybe. and then definitely an AEM video alone just on the installs of this to try to make it as easy for you guys as possible out there doing it at home. So anyways, let's dive into this engine and hope you guys are ready for today. All right, y'all, I got the engine on the engine stand. We are going to pull the front cover, pull the pan, start really diving into this thing. We did find out we have a bad pilot bearing, so we're gonna go ahead and get that thing replaced. While we're at it, you can actually see here where it's been wearing a groove on the output shaft there a little bit. So we're gonna definitely get that pilot bearing changed out. It's actually in there, it's all crooked. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is definitely crooked. So we gotta get that thing changed out. But first we're gonna do this oil pump, wait for that bearing to come in, and then get this thing back together and get it in the car. Oh, well, hello y'all. Apparently I'm recording. We are back, we're down here in the shop. I'm on Doug Hill's EG hatch with the K24A in it. Man, this thing is just keeping her from collecting dust. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, Doug has come down with the rest of all of our parts. Man, it is echoey in here. All right, we have got cams, cam gears, Frera valves, head studs, super dampener, head gasket, rings, thrust washers, main bearings. I'm not sure. These ones say that they're for the B series. I think B series uses the same ones. I could be wrong. Anyways, I gotta check those out, but we've got main bearings and rod bearings. Piston rings, I think I said, and then we've got an oil pump seal and a rear main seal. We've got new OEM bolts for the rods. So this thing's gonna be super, super neat. All that's going in here, which is going in this. But first, I need to clean up this engine bay. This thing's just a mess. I really don't like it. So I'm gonna start off with it, removing some things, sanding it all down, giving it a once over of some paint, and putting it all back together, cleaning it up, and then I can start on the engine there. The reason I'm gonna do the bay first is just so it's drying, and then while it's drying, I can be assembling this engine. Full tear down, I'm gonna pull the head, make sure everything's good there. We'll start with it. If the head looks good, the block looks good, we'll start pulling things out of this thing and putting things back together. So this is more of Doug Hill's. I hope you guys enjoy. We are now down in the shop, so this makes it super rad. It is super clean here, so I've got a nice work area. I'm gonna drag that engine right over here and just get jiggy with it. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful day. Let's dive into this thing. All right, y'all, I'm on the GoPro 8 because the 10 died. But as you can see, I removed a few things, not a whole lot here. Can remove these. Now, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Now I'm gonna tape up a few things and cover the car, shoot a little rattle can black on this thing, and call it a day. We're just gonna do a high temp. I'm gonna sand it really good so it sticks real good. And I know it's gonna definitely look better than what we've got going on here. Tape that stuff up. I might remove it. Gonna leave the fuel pressure regulator because those are on the inside of the windshield cowl. So we're gonna leave it. Tape off some lines, shoot some things. This is gonna look all right. Then we're gonna get on to building that engine. I'm real excited to build that engine there. I think it's gonna be a real healthy one. One of my first K-Series rebuilds all the way through. So especially with 4-piston parts, gonna definitely have to check some things there, make sure the pistons don't touch the valves. Rotate it all around, check clearances, yada yada. We should be good. Anyways, let's clean this bay up and see how nice and black we can get it. All right, y'all, quick rattle can. Reason I did that is because I welded this mount all in and I wanted to get it colored. And this was already gray and red and all that. So gave it a quick little black, cleaned it up real good. I think it turned out all right. Now I'm gonna dive over to this engine, start getting the wiring harness off of it, all the loose ends, coolant jackets, all that fun stuff, so we can get ready to pull this head off. Once I get the head off, I'm gonna flip it over, start pulling all the bottom end out of the block. I did order plastic gauges, so those will be in today. I'll get all that, get this thing gauged, get it all put together, and see if we can't get it running. All right, y'all, pretty simple teardown here. I did find this, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna get ready to pull it out and see what I can find. Did get the head off. Sorry about my voice here, a little froggy. Anyways, head's all off. Everything's looking pretty good. That's how you wanna see them valves. A little darker on the one side, a little lighter on the other side. Head, bottom of the head, looks really nice. Everything we pulled out looks really good. Coloring's all good, no scoring. All the journals look really good. Whatever you want to call them, they all look good there. Head looks good, block looks good. No crazy scoring in there. Everything looks good in the pistons. We're gonna bring those up, check them, make sure they're all nice and tight. I wanna dig that out and see what it is. I have yet to be into a K24A block. So it could be something to do with this style of block here. I don't know much about the K20As, but let's pull this and see what we got here. I'd say that's supposed to be there. That definitely seems factory, I would assume. I don't know. It does look like it had a factory head gasket on it, so I'm just gonna leave that in there and assume that it belongs in there. It actually kind of definitely looks like it does. So, very interesting. I have never seen one of those. I don't know what it is. If you guys know, comment below what it is, and then I will know. So let's clean this thing, pull the bottom end apart, change out some bearings, put it all back together.